In this lecture, we will be developing a Windows-based application to create a brand new subsite under this existing site collection. If we can click on the site contents, and as we come down, you can see I've got 4 different subsites under this site collection. So the objective of this exercise, what we are planning to do, will actually help us to create another subsite under this site collection. To get this done, let's go back to Visual Studio. So we're now inside Visual Studio. Let's actually create a new project. And this time we'll be actually selecting a Windows-based application. And I'm actually going to call this as Create Site using WinForms. And we'll actually leave the .NET Framework as 4.5 for sure and click on OK. So the approach, whatever we've been following in the console-based applications, the same approach even applies even when you're doing Windows-based applications. So first of all, I'll be taking Microsoft.SharePoint.dll into the references. So you can click on View and Solution Explorer. Right-click on the references, go to Add Reference, and select Microsoft.SharePoint.dll from here and say OK. Also, from the project properties, we need to set the platform target to 64-bit. So this step is really very essential because SharePoint is a 64-bit. All your applications that you run on the SharePoint server must also be 64-bit. So first of all, from the View and Toolbox, I'll actually drag and drop a button. So when the user actually clicks on this button, the website has to be created. So let me set the caption of this button as Create Site and double click on the button and implement the event handler. So first of all, I'm going to take Microsoft.SharePoint and also Microsoft.SharePoint.administration. So in fact, we've seen in the previous section how to create a brand new subsite. The only difference now is that we're trying to do this inside a Windows-based application. So let me paste the code that I have with me under the button1_click event handler, and now I'll explain this code. So first of all, as we did in the earlier demonstrations, we need to get the handle of the site collection with which you would like to work with. So I'm creating an object of the SP site. Then I'm trying to call a method called as openWeb using the site object. So when I say site.openWeb, you actually get the handle of the website of this site URL that you have specified here. So you're now actually getting the handle for the top level website of this site collection. So openWeb is really an important method there. So once you have the web handle, I'm trying to say web.webs. So you're just trying to find out how many websites are there under this site collection. So literally when I say web.webs, which is actually SP web collection, all the subsites that I have under this 20,000 are now inside the subsites. And this is an object of the SP web collection. The next thing is to go ahead and try to create our brand new subsite. So I'm trying to say subsites.add. So what's the URL of your subsite, which is customer support, and then some title, and then some description, and you're supplying that 1033 as the US English code. And again, you're actually trying to create a team site here. So we're actually creating a customer support as a team site under this site collection. So the subsite gets created and its handle goes to the new web. Finally, I can say in the form of a message box, a new site has been created. And we're now ready with our very first example where we're trying to use SOM using WinForms. So let's actually go ahead and try to run the application. So now you can see your form is actually running. So let's click on create site. And now it will actually create a sub-site for us inside our existing site collection, and pretty shortly we should be able to see our message box stating the site has been created. We now can see the message box here stating a new site has been created. So let's actually stop our application and stop debugging, and let's go back to this SharePoint site. And when I click on the site contents, and as you scroll down, you can see there is a brand new subsite that just got created called as customer support site, which was modified a minute ago. And when I click on this customer support site, you can see you're now inside the customer support site. In this way, in this lecture, I've shown you how to create a brand new subsite under an existing site collection using a Windows-based application.